Good morning, Jaguars. You made it to another weekend. Long week. We did a lot of work this week. I'm looking forward to this weekend, and I'm sure you are as well. So I went through a lot of your facts for subtopic 2. They're looking good. I'll be able to make comments this weekend and have them for you ready on Monday. Next week, we will finish up our subtopics 3 and 4 with good facts, and we can start our slideshows the following week. I think we're gonna flip instead of the research paper. We're going to be doing the slideshow first, and so as you're looking for information, also be looking for good visuals to use. I'm still figuring out how many visuals I want you to have for a meets versus an exceeds, but just as you're going through your different websites, gathering facts, start pulling good visuals, the URLs down in the bottom of your note-taking sheets. So for today, we're going to look at a form of poetry called haiku. It is a very traditional Japanese poem. It goes way back to the 9th century. So we're talking about the 800s here. And they do not rhyme. They have 3 short lines, and you have to really count syllables in traditional haiku. The first and the last lines have 5 syllables, and the middle line has 7. So it's the 5-7-5 pattern that we're going to be working with today. A haiku poem, a traditional one, looks at the natural world, and it looks at just a little piece of the natural world, but in a deep way that kind of makes people have a different understanding of it. So one of the most famous Japanese haiku poets was Matsuo, and I have 3 poems that he wrote. He lived in the 1600s, a little bit after Shakespeare did in England. Matsuo lived in Japan. So he wrote a poem about a frog jumping into a pond, autumn moonlight with a worm eating a chestnut, and a twilight rain and a hibiscus flower. And I have some pictures here for you. We've got a frog jumping into a pond. We've got a little worm eating a chestnut. And we have this yellow hibiscus flower with a red center covered in droplets of rain. Kind of looks like a sunset, doesn't it? So I'm going to read Matsuo poems to you. You can read them to yourself when you do the assignment. An old silent pond. A frog jumps into the pond. Splash. Silence again. Autumn moonlight. A worm digs silently into a chestnut. In the twilight rain, these brilliant hued hibiscus. A lovely sunset. So yesterday I was out in my yard. I was kind of looking around in nature for something to write a haiku about. I've been picking up a lot of the little broken twigs and branches around my maple trees and my oaks in my backyard to start a little fire in my wood stove every morning. And as I was picking them up yesterday, it was gray and drizzly, and I noticed the raindrops. They kept dripping off the maple branches, dripping on me. And I looked down and the grass was all green. It was starting to turn green. It was a huge patch. It kind of made me think, I'm going to have to start mowing my lawn pretty soon. And I said, I can use this little image of nature, the rain coming down and bringing everything to life. That brown dormant grass that was sleeping all winter is coming alive, and that grass is being fed by this dripping rain and the sun. So here's mine. Gray April drizzle dripping off a maple branch, growing young spring grass. So your assignment today is to get out, look at nature, write your own haiku poem here. Remember, 5 syllables, gray April drizzle, then 7 and 5 again. Exceeds challenge is to write 5. Have fun doing it. I'll see you next week.